Marshall, you just keep on pulling out more rums. What's going on here, dude?
This is what I do. Anytime you party with rough spirits, you're going to get your fill, okay? So we talked a little bit about the rum volcanique. Now, terroir is a very interesting thing when it comes to obviously tea, to rum, and to several other naturally grown products. So with the Rum JM, with this being an Agricole rum, and Agricole rum's really going from fresh pressed cane juice, this is a really good example of kind of what to expect from a 3-year-old, age stated, no sugar added, pure, just raw, great tasting rum. So being that we had already talked and kind of touched on the volcanique, I really just wanted to go over and do the Rum JM stuff. This is mostly just to show, the guys here, what a wider range of portfolio does in relation to something very signaturely driven by, volcanic soil, terroir driven kind of indicator. But that's what I got today. So
we had this volcanique, and then we had that Cedar
Ridge,
which was from Iowa, right? And then we had this Martinique one, the Rum JM from Martinique, which was from fresh pressed cane juice. I really, really liked that one. And then we're doing this purple red tea is just our kind of general rum pairing tea, which this might be my new rum tea. Now that I like rum, all of a sudden, and this might be my new rum tea. So awesome and great. So, and this is from the broader portfolio of Rum JM.
This is actually a good example of what to expect from an Agricole. This isn't just the Rum JM portfolio. This is what a well crafted and well done and well executed rum Agricole can be like. This is kind of your baseline. This is your Buffalo Trace. This is your Jack Daniels. This is where you start in Martinique. In Agricole rum. This is where this is the kickoff point. Then you start getting, a little bit more polished, a little bit more refined based off of your region or however your individual, because Haiti is also Agricole rum. So all of your bourbon courts, you got some crazy stuff coming out from multiple different islands. And you basically think of an area that had once been colonized by France. Generally speaking, their rum is going to be an Agricole style of rum. Because that's just kind of the base.
They're also using cognac type of techniques, and the VO that is written on the bottle. What does that?
It means it's aged minimum of 3 years. Okay. So 3 years inside of a barrel. Now I know that they can be French oak, they can be American oak, Bulgarian oak, they can even be some kind of Ambriana casks. They could be a bunch of different things, but generally speaking, it's not going to be a finishing cask. Most often than not, they're going to be just general ex-bourbon or ex-scotch, ex-single malt casks of some sort.
Cool. And so this is from Martinique. This is also from Martinique?
Yes. This is
where Rum JM is. They're all Martinique.
Yes.
And the difference between these is that this is volcanic soil, and this is
just general farmland soil through crop rotation, where they grow sugarcane, but they'll also grow several other different crops just to keep that soil kind of revitalized without having to add nitrogens and fertilizers and do a lot of they're trying to stay away from industrialized farming by rotating crops. So the yield is not always the best, but the product is always consistent. And whoever is doing the blending and batching year over year is so highly consistent. This is one of the only products I found where I do not find flavor drift anywhere.
Interesting.
It is very impressive on how they do this.
And would you say this one is sourced from sugarcane grown over a broader geographical range?
Much wider. We're talking 20 to 150 different farms.
All right, so for you tea people out there, this would be like a single farm, single region, single mountain shung pu'er, and this would be like Immortal Dew, for example, a blend of 3 different patches, and this would be like a single patch Gushu Cha. Getting a little tea nerd stuff in there in case any of you people like that. All right, let's do it. You guys got tea?
So it is an agricultural product. And really it has all the variations of being an agricultural product.
Yeah, really nice. And I who do not have to drive, also have the one that we just drank, the volcanic soil one. So I'm going to do a little side by side. I would say this one, I get a lot of nice, kind of rustic vibes.
This one's a little more funky, earthy.
Palate cleanse.
Yep.
The sweetness is still there.
I get mushroomy notes when I drink the tea after it.
So now keep in mind too your general expressions, and it doesn't just happen with Rum JM. This also happens with Bourbon Court. This also happens with a lot of your other fresh pressed cane juice. So even down here in Louisiana, down in South Texas, whenever they're sourcing that sugar cane and they're making fresh pressed cane juice rums, you're still going to have a very wide range, because unlike whiskey, rum has this very unique thing where you're already starting from sugar. You're not having to break down starches into sugars and then having your yeast take longer time frames. Right. This is an immediate process. You don't have to let this sit and age if you don't want to. I think rum is such a unique product because you can drink it clear, silver, straight, whatever terminology you want, all the way down to the most well-aged and well-crafted. Now, I will say there's a point of diminishing return, in my opinion, where aged agricoles start just becoming kind of sour. If you can imagine a spoiled milk, I feel like Agricole rum gets to that point eventually. So having this between 3 and then a blend of 3 and 5 year old barrels really kind of puts you inside of a very, welcoming and open, age range for having good flavor. And keep in mind, this is 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. This one here is 43 or basically 86 proof. So they're very palatable, very easy to get into.
I'm going to draw attention to your hat because you have the Holmes K hat, and you brought me a couple different versions of Reunion Island rum. Those were both white. They were both Agricole, different still styles. They had a strange olive oil, not olive oil,
very briny,
olive brine,
pickled, almost kind of flavor. Yes, that is when you're really trying to drive your ester counts up. So the Holmes K sourced 2 absolutely amazing styles of rum from Reunion Island, which is off the coast of Madagascar near Africa. Now that, again, French-owned territory. It is their Grand Arome and their actual green label Agricole. The Agricole is a very robust, very flavorful. That is definitely not for beginners. That is something that you need to be in. You need to be in the mood for that. You need to be going down that lane in order to enjoy something like that because of how overwhelmingly robust that is. That's not even something that you can eat and drink. You really just kind of have to drink that on its own.
I want to try that one. Well, next time.
We'll bring it up.
We get there.
I don't currently have that.
I'm just saying. Now that you know what I like, that's what I'm going to try. Yeah.
Oh, trust me. You will have a box on your doorstep. Don't worry.
So A-Bing this. So I'm the only one who's got both of these. I'm going to A-B these. Definitely more of the alcohol smell on this one. The same proof.
This one, the volcanic is 6 proof points higher.
Okay, so this I smell more alcohol on this one. I smell more smoother vanilla, maybe even a little bit of like a mango lassi. Not just a mango, but like the yogurt and the mango together, blended together. I got vanilla notes. This is a much more dynamic. This really jumps out at me and is like, this is really something special. And this is nice. But it doesn't, and I'm drinking and I enjoy it in the same way that I enjoyed it when I think I really like Agricoles. Is what it got kind of coming away with. But tasting this one, and then
get that long exhale out whenever you're done. That's going to help kind of set that flavor in the back palate.
This one is it's like juice. It's like fruit juice. It's like got honey. The honey notes are there. This one is just like, it almost feels like the saturation is turned up, or like if I was listening to music, this is just listening to something on a higher fidelity recording. This is like vinyl. This is like an MP3. You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. They're both nice, and they have a lot of similar notes. But I really do taste the difference between these two, and it is similar for what you get for tea, where you get the tea from that more restrained geographical area, and you do get a boost in character. The character really comes out more in a really special way. I'll give you
And you just illustrated a couple different things right now. The flavors and tastes that you have go back to memories of things that you've had before. So you need to be adventurous and try a lot of things, or you're not going to have those flavor notes to draw upon. But at the same time, you went back into this MP3 LP type of scenario. It's another way of describing things without, and making it more approachable. Because what sommeliers are supposed to do, they're supposed to make it approachable for the other person across the table, giving them another way of experiencing what's in front of them. And that was a perfect illustration of two different ways to come at it. One as an LP, MP3, that's music. And at the other side, a flavor of something that maybe not everyone has experienced. It may not be the best way of talking about it.
Yeah. It definitely again draws attention to, for me as a tea person, the appreciation for the degree to which rum from sugarcane has this plant character to it. I'm really getting a lot more of the terroir, even though they're from the same distillery and from the same island and from the same place. The having the more restrained area, giving it this boost in the character and the quality, and then the terroir being there, coming from this tea perspective and being really sensitive to that aspect, it highlights the botanical nature. I know it doesn't have botanicals in it in the liquor sense, right? But the botanical nature in the sense that it comes from a plant, and we're here experiencing the plantiness of this product in a way that is very different than whiskey, which feels a lot more derived, feels a lot more, there's a lot more going on, there's a lot more craft that I'm tasting, and I'm tasting the plant. So deeply appreciate that.
Well, and keep in mind too, because it is a Agricole rum, because it has the Martinique logo, no added sugar, no added color, no tampering. It is off the still into a barrel and then into your bottle.
Yeah, all that other stuff would piss me off, because that pisses me off in tea. I don't like anything added to my tea. There's very few exceptions to that, and I definitely don't. The idea of adding, you're saying added sugar, like taking from this pure sugarcane and then taking sugar that can come from who knows how many acres and acres and acres of plants all across the world that might be consolidated from having that geographical quality, that terroir, that identity, for me is really helping rum to come alive.
Yeah, and having a guide or an expert or somebody who has a passion for the things that you're experiencing, like Sohan with tea, like Marshall with rum, it enhances the experience and it gives us a new way to enjoy the product. And of course, you're not just sitting here to get drunk, you're sitting here to appreciate and share the camaraderie.
It is my personal belief that if you have to get drunk on an alcohol, you don't deserve to drink that alcohol. You don't.
I am a little drunk though. We've been here for a minute.
I haven't even gotten started yet.
I do not drink besides really coming and doing this show with y'all and with Whiskey Tribe. And the only time I ever drink is on a freaking podcast. So, my tolerance is low. But it's good because it's helping me. I'm trying to go to China this year, if I can. And I need to get my tolerance up if I'm going to go to China. Because what these tea farmers like to do is get, blizzigity. They just get wasted. Well, Li Shulin specifically, who made this tea, the guy who made this tea, you guys love him. Hopefully one day we can all meet him and drink together, tea and also liquor. So thank you guys so much. And then Marshall, tell me again where we can find you.
Find me on YouTube and Instagram at Rough Spirits. Got a podcast that should be rolling out pretty soon. If you ever see me on live or anywhere else, feel free to jump in. I love to talk. I love to share. Cheers, everybody.
Absolutely.
WhiskeyProvisioner.com is where all the social medias are going to be tied. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok. If you've got friends like this, you're lucky.
And in trouble.
I'm lucky I do not have to walk to get, I don't have to drive to get home, so that's I'm lucky there. And if you want to hear more about all this tea stuff specifically, not necessarily liquor stuff, this is a foray for me, but I am getting really nerdy about tea all the dang time. You can go visit us on YouTube at Tea House Ghost, where we get really nerdy about tea. Justice Cup, where we talk about some more social issues that relate to tea. And love you, Corey. You're a freaking gentleman and a scholar, and I deeply appreciate you.